With a solar-powered fleet that unlocks with a swipe, San Francisco startup Spin hopes to take bike sharing to a new level in the U.S. Co-founder Yuan Poon readily admits the inspiration came when he visited China last year.
Seeing these new bike share models pop up right outside my apartment, I had a chance to use them and thought it was a fascinating new twist.
Justin Kahn, the founder of numerous tech projects, including streaming platform Twitch, recently launched the app Whale, which pays experts to answer questions via video.
Hey, Justin, what motivates you on a daily basis?
He was inspired by the Chinese app Funda, which pays experts to answer questions via audio.
I think there's more innovation coming out of companies in China now than, say, 10 years ago. So anything from these bike-sharing startups to apps like Funda, kind of inspiring Whale, or apps like Musical.ly, which target the West but are primarily developed in China.
One thing that China has in its back pocket, though, is a lot of engineers.
At this Silicon Valley event, researchers, investors, and technology experts are discussing innovation trends in China. Steve Hoffman, the CEO of startup accelerator Founderspace, spends 40% of his time in China.
China imports every good U.S. idea that will work in China. It's a great business model. Copying is great. Now that China is innovating, the U.S., of course, is going to be copying back, because great entrepreneurs copy, and then they innovate on top of what works.
Hoffman says China is taking the lead in the areas of clean tech and mobile commerce, with companies like Alibaba and Tencent putting out products that are copied by the likes of Google and Facebook. On the other hand, Chinese companies are copying the U.S.'s enterprise and cloud computing models and imitating Amazon's Alexa in developing voice-activated personal assistants. Hoffman also says he sees an incredible amount of innovation happening with startups in China, but he says many of them can't get off the ground because investors find their ideas too risky.
The average angel investor in China is very conservative. For a while, they were just going crazy because they thought, oh, you put in money in any startup and you get rich. A lot of them lost money, and then the pendulum swung the other way. They became extremely careful with their money. They want to be sure they're going to get their money back, and then they also want to get a lot of money back if they take a risk, proportional to the risk.
That runs counter to Silicon Valley's philosophy of high risk, high reward. But some here believe with the size of the talent pool and the market in China, it's only a matter of time before the U.S.'s tech dominance is unseated.
I don't think these two jigsaw puzzles look very different right now. The question is, will the American one keep track with the Chinese one over the next 10 to 20 years?
Mark News, CGTN, Santa Clara, California.